Good morning, Web Spiders. Today is Thursday, August 20th, and I want you to see my bucket. Okay, this was my bucket at the end of the school day yesterday, and I want you to look inside. Do you see anything in my bucket? My bucket was pretty empty at the end of the day, and let me tell you why my bucket was empty. Kids were being really loud in the hallway, and there were some students not being nice to each other, and some really loud voices and running places that we shouldn't. Webb is such a nice school, and we need to protect it and take care of it. And that means walking in the hallway, using quiet voices, and being nice to each other. We're like one big family. If you come to Webb and you don't feel happy to be here, someone's probably been emptying your bucket. And we want to make sure that that bucket gets filled back up, okay? But I will tell you that this is how my bucket was at the end of the day yesterday. And let me tell you some things that happened already today to kind of help my bucket. Mrs. Clendenning helped me with bus duty this morning. She filled my bucket right up. Mrs. Moran had a silly thing go on this morning in which I dropped my entire drink in my lap in the car, and the dress that I had on was soaked from neck to toes. And sticky, and my seatbelt was sticky, and my cell phone got wet, and it didn't work. And Mrs. Clendenning helped me with bus duty so I could go home and change my clothes this morning, so she filled my bucket right up. I was approaching the door, and there was Mrs. Rodenhuis and Mrs. Bartram to greet me with big smiles on their faces, and so glad to see me, and they filled my bucket right up. I went into the office, and Mrs. McLean and Mrs. Rainierson were asking me if my morning had gotten better, and they filled my bucket right up. I talked to a parent this morning who was so kind and so sweet, and they just wanted to let me know some things. And they filled my bucket right up because we need to have good parent relations here at our building. And then I talked to one of our teachers, and she was filling me in on some successes with some of our students, and it filled my bucket right up. And I walked upstairs in the hallway, and I saw these red books hanging with students' names on them who had already reached 25 reading counts points, and that filled my bucket right up. I heard students talking nicely to each other, saying please and thank you. I even had 2 students ask me if I was okay this morning. And you know what? Now my bucket's filled all the way back up. I want your bucket to stay this way each day. I don't want it to be empty like mine felt at the end of the day yesterday, because that kind of hurts. So think about what you can do to fill someone else's bucket, okay? And that'll make it the best day at Webb Elementary. When you fill someone's bucket, it fills your bucket up. And then other people fill your bucket too. So if you have courage, our character trait this month, then you'll step out of maybe your comfort zone to fill someone's bucket. Maybe you're not used to talking to people you don't know, but today you tell them thank you, or they look nice, or they've got a pretty dress on, or something like that. Have the courage to say some kind things to classmates or teachers to fill that bucket right up. Can you do that? Webb will be such a great place if we all work hard every day to fill each other's buckets. Okay? Let's look on our birthday list and see if we have birthdays today. We do. Taylor Davis, who's in Mrs. Bridges' class. Happy birthday, Miss Taylor. Come see me for a birthday backpack charm. So glad that we get to celebrate your birthday here in the Webb today. That is absolutely awesome. If you would please at this time stand and push your chairs in, we are going to have a moment of silence. I don't know about you, but in my moment of silence, I was thinking about how I could fill some people's buckets up. Okay, I'm going to go here to the office and borrow their flag for just a second so that you can see a flag right here to do our pledge by. Here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good job, guys. So, have courage today. Step outside of your comfort zone. Make sure you're doing things to fill other people's buckets. And you know what? Your bucket will get filled up too. Let's end with our creed. I am a member of the Webb family. I take pride in myself and my school. I promise to do these things every day. I will only say positive things about myself and others. I will respect and trust others. I will insist on giving my personal best. I will discuss and listen actively. I will expect and give truth and honesty. I am glad to do my part to make Webb School a place where everybody is somebody special. Have a great day in the Webb. Make sure that you are doing it right.